Hello and welcome to this episode of Agape Ministries. Today's topic is how to get on the frequency of God. That's right. And I again decided to take you outdoors to show you this beautiful sunset. I'm not sure if the camera could actually capture the beauty of the clouds, but if you're stuck at home, you'll enjoy it virtually at least. So how do we get onto God's frequency? Well, it's actually rather simple. You have to focus on capturing the smallest spectrum of the wider frequency of God, just like the radio station. Once you begin to tune in, you could tell that you're getting closer to the frequency you want to be on for the radio station you're seeking. So, an example, like a cheat sheet or just a little sort of a shortcut, if you will. You can focus mentally on helping a homeless person, showing you generosity or benevolence. You can focus mentally on saving an animal, rescuing an animal somewhere that's stuck in an ice water, something like that. But it has to be realistic, not just a thought, but something, an action that you have done or would do in the future. And at that moment, you will feel a rush of positive energy that will essentially envelop you, or you should feel, if you're alive, you should feel some kind of a positive energy, something supernatural, something very subtle, something very, very unique, something very heavenly. And at that point, what you need to do, you need to actually focus on that particular frequency and stay there. And you will become speechless, and you will not be able to talk. You will not be able to coherently, logically formulate your thoughts, your surroundings, and that's basically the beginning of getting on the frequency of God. This is a shortcut by imagining saving an animal, rescuing an animal or human being, or helping out somebody on the street, physically or financially or any other way. If a homeless person asks you for some money, even though you might think he's playing you, it's nothing but a show. He's going to use the money for drugs or alcohol. It's not your place to judge. It's not your place to dispense your logic and become Sherlock Holmes. It's for you to just give the money and let the person be. And at that moment in time, listen very carefully, at that moment in time, even though perhaps, maybe, the homeless person is playing you, but you're doing the godly thing, you're trying to help a person, at that moment in time, you will be met by God in full force. Well, on that subtle frequency of God. And you will be overwhelmed with God's presence. If the person is not being honest with you, if it's an actor. I'm taking extremes here, but if the person is honest, there's no need to even go there. Like, so many people are worried that their money will be mishandled, misused, and the people who ask on the streets, they're just actors, and folks, you got to stop that trashy mentality. Uplift your head from the gutter. Remove your head from the gutter. Don't do that. That's not a godly thing to do. That's not biblical. Okay, fine. If you want to live there, live there. I choose not to live there. I choose to believe that not even go there. I just give the money and they, God bless you. That's all I say. And the rest is all between me and God. And I suggest you do the same. And even though if you are taken advantage of by a homeless person, it's between you and God, and at that moment God will actually visit you, your spirit. Even though if you've been taken advantage of, taken to the cleaners, let's just say that. This is the best way to meet God. But if the person is truly in need and you've helped the person, God will be there even in a much more tangible way. Even in a much more tangible way. You should be able to feel that in your spirit. What am I saying? Not logically, of course not logically. in your spirit. It's a spiritual matter we're discussing here. But for the 1%ers, the very advanced people, not people who watch Fox News and believe every word, obviously, folks. I hope you understand this is a very advanced sort of a topic. How do you get on the frequency of God? Well, I mean, this is how you do it. 1%ers, spirit of discernment, you do good. That's, in a way, I'm using this in quotation marks, a shortcut, meaning you rescue somebody, you help somebody. At that moment, you should feel that presence of God and his angels all around you, his spirit. That's the point of this ministry, folks. We're on this planet, but for a few brief moments. You know, if you get to live until 90, you've got a few minutes, if that. So if you're over 40 right now, you're watching this, you just have a half a minute left on this planet. So what are you going to do now that you're so self-aware? You know what is good, what is bad. You know what you got to maximize your giving. You got to maximize doing anything you can to help another human being, to get closer to God. This is the purpose of why we're here, folks. We're here so that while we're still in the body, physical body, we can experience this bliss of being close to God, of being on the frequency of God, using scientific language, but being close to God. It still works. That's why we are here, and we become fulfilled if we have that experience. So if we have the experience of helping someone, saving somebody's life, if we have experienced unusual closeness to God, we have lived a full life. All it takes, just one solitary experience. It may not be every day, but just once in a lifetime. If you've experienced, you have arrived, folks. Congratulations. You have fulfilled your destiny. That's what we're here for on this planet. So, I'll give you another example. It's kind of also out there, very, very subtle, but have you ever considered why God has put regular field flowers out there? What's the purpose? Well, the purpose of ordinary field flowers, let this plane pass so I can talk. The purpose of plain ordinary field flowers is for a man who doesn't have a lot of money to still be able to pluck some flowers and bring it to his special woman, a bride or a wife, and say, "Here, honey, this is for you." And she knows he doesn't have money to buy diamonds, but that is the moment that I'm referring to. This is the frequency of God. When a man who is very poor brings flowers, the only thing he could find that's beautiful, to his beautiful woman at home. And that's all he could find. You see, there's no money. And she knows that too. It's not like she's saying, "Give me where are the diamonds." No. She understands that. She is perfectly happy with the gift. And that is the moment to live for. Because that's all he's got. That's all she's got, him and those flowers. That's all he's got, the field where the flowers grew, because God has put him there. That's the purpose of the flower, the ultimate purpose of the flowers. Yes, just to sort of, make you feel more lively, when you look at them. But the ultimate, tangible, logical purpose of the flowers is for a man to pluck the flowers, take it home, give it to his wife. If they don't have a lot of money, or have zero money, let's just say a poor family. And this would be actually worth more than a man who buys a diamond rings for his wife. And I know it's a lot of can of worms here, being open right now. But the point is, that's the truth. That is the truth. If you can actually bear what I'm saying here, that is the honest to God truth. If a man was able to find a flower and take it to his wife or bride at home, and that's the mission fulfilled. This is the frequency of God, and he's maybe perhaps not even realizing what he's doing. He has arrived. She has arrived. That poor family are in the hands of God. This is the purpose of what God has ordained. He hasn't left anyone out of this enjoyment. It doesn't have to be diamonds, folks. It doesn't have to be diamonds. That's me speaking from the heart here. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I truly hope. I'm not reading off of any book. I'm speaking from the heart. And between me and my wife, we had the same situation. Even before I got married, I remember every time I would come home from school, as a little boy, I'm talking about, I was not even a teenager yet, I would pluck some flowers and bring it to my mother. And she would really, really, really enjoy that. It was a special thing. Remember, nobody told me to do that. It's not only spontaneous, just appreciation that you give to your mother, and then of course to your wife, and then it's something that's just in your DNA. You understand? And today, when they push this satanic propaganda onto people, men shouldn't buy flowers. Up your fucking ass, motherfucker. Men shouldn't buy flowers to women? You satanic fucking whore. I hope you're gonna fucking burn in motherfucking hell. That's my honest to God wish. Because whoever is paying money to push that propaganda is gonna burn in hell. 100%. You know what I also watched the other day? A commercial pop up for a movie where a young teenage boy comes up to his father, and the boy is only like 14, 15, and he says, "Dad, I think I'm pregnant," or "I had my first period," something like that. Some crazy, satanic, demonic, dark movie like that they're pushing onto the minds of unsuspecting young adolescents, young boys and girls. Unbelievable what they do. How else would you describe it? They're gonna fucking burn in hell on the skillet with all the devils, demons. Yeah, I understand it. There's just no way to put it. No other fucking way to put it. I'm using this language for emphasis so you understand where I stand. And I feel very strongly about that. Otherwise, I would have used this proper language. So, why don't we pray for them? No. I mean, what is there to pray for? They're on a bullet train to hell. All those people who are, obviously, folks, it takes money. Hello? It takes money to produce a garbage, than to advertise the garbage, because I saw it with my own eyes. Somebody had to pay for that time slot. And all those people who are doing this, Jesus said, if one of you would seduce those little ones, meaning he was talking about the innocent children and adolescents and just innocent people, not just children, but innocent people, but especially children, it would be better for him to be never be born, or for a millstone to be wrapped around his neck and thrown into the depth of the sea to be drowned, than to be doing this type of enticing. That's what Jesus said himself. What am I saying? I just told you what I think, really. They're gonna burn in hell. They're on the bullet train to hell. They're gonna burn in hell, 100%. There's no two ways about it. And so what are we to do, folks? We are to educate, to share, to love, educate our children, our relatives, our friends, our community, that it's not okay. You got to stand up for that garbage, meaning against that garbage. Say no to that garbage when you watch those movies. That's the message of today. Be strong. Don't sort of don't lay down. Don't acquiesce. Don't give up. Don't give in. Just be strong in your faith. If you don't like it, just tell them to go fuck themselves, It's not for you. Yeah, I'm using this street language. That's what you should be using with demons, because all those people are demon possessed. There are hierarchies of demons. There are demons who cause wars. That's the highest level of demons. They usually possess politicians. And there are demons who attack ordinary people in the street, to cause fights, physical fights, verbal fights, theft, larceny, grand theft, stabbings, muggings, just you name it. Every evil deed is typically instigated by a demon, which is an invisible enemy of ours. It's an entity that has no physicality. You cannot see it with your naked eye, but you can sense its effects. And so my suggestion is to pray that you not, as Jesus said, fall into temptation. And as many people today, unfortunately, even Christians, they sometimes view demons as folklore, something mythical, folks. I've been dealing with them since I was a teenager, or even before then. They are very much real. They're very real, very, very, very real. When we were having fights with my wife, I would leave, go to a restaurant, and at that restaurant, a cute waitress would, on the day where we were fighting, at the restaurant, the waitress would invite me to a party, and then an after party. That never happened before. On the day. Is it a coincidence that I was being tempted, double tempted, while we were having a disagreement at home with my wife? No, it's actually all crystal clear to me. Did I take advantage of that? No, because I knew of the dynamic. It was the evil force possessing the waitress that looked extra beautiful, extra sexy, extra cute, extra revealing dress that she wore, and extra high heels. Yeah, and all of those elements, attributes, are demon controlled. So, women, next time you put on that dress that's extra sexually revealing, you have to understand where it's coming from ultimately. Who is it for? How is it going to be used? It escapes you. This is why Satan came to deceive Eve first, not Adam, because it doesn't fly with Adam. And he was able to deceive Eve. That's why he came to the woman. Because women are easier targets. There's nothing to deceive you. If you were a demon, you just fly by and it's a done deal. Well, with a man, there's a lot more analytical power. Our brains are larger than female brains. Average male brain is 1.6 kilograms, about 3 pounds. Average female brain is 1.3 kilograms. Huge difference in mass. So female brain is smaller, considerably smaller, especially the prefrontal cortex, the logical, analytical part. That's why women are unable to compete with men. We're not the same. We're designed to be the same. So this equal rights, it's from Satan, 100% from the pits of hell. So before you swallow that ideology, you have to understand where it's coming from. So that's my message of today. How to be generous, how to use spirit of discernment, how to simply give and find that frequency of God by giving through the spirit of generosity. And by the way, every time you give, it will be given to you tenfold. So the Bible says, if you give from the heart, with good intentions, without envy, without all those things that some people just can't handle, just if you can do that, you'll be blessed. If it takes you a huge effort to give and you don't know how to handle it, you better not give. But I encourage you to get past it, learn how to give, so you would be blessed, and you would be also helping those that receive your gifts. So, on this note, as always, my benediction is, may the Lord richly bless you. May He send His angels to guard you and protect you from all evil. And I hope to see you, most importantly, I hope to see you at the very top.